So tonight I'm making my Italian soup, and it's always different. It's winter, so I don't have any zucchini or squash, which I would put in if it was summer. I don't have any white or red wine, which I would put as a base, and I don't have any vegetable broth prepared. So it's always delicious no matter how I make it, so it doesn't really matter. It really is just olive oil, sauteed onions, garlic, carrots. If you have celery, throw celery in. Some sort of bean. I've used white. I've used garbanzo. Today I'm using speckled butter beans, frozen. So it's just throw them in there. I'm using cauliflower, some broccoli, spinach, and potatoes. And then I'll throw in a can of tomato sauce and a can of diced tomatoes, and then top it off with water with Italian herbs. I'll take you through it step by step. Right now, I'm just getting that oil warmed up, and I'm going to dice up the onions, mince the garlic, and chop up the carrots. So right now, this is sauteing. It's really fragrant. I love the olive oil with garlic and onions. Something else that you could use are shallots or leeks. You could also put some red pepper in here, yellow, orange pepper. Like the peppers. All of that is delicious. Oh, I'll help you, baby. Just bring them over here and I'll clean them for you. And all of that makes a delicious base as well. The what? Once the onions are translucent, you can go ahead and throw in all your veggies. Green beans is great in here too. We had them last night, so I didn't want to cook with them again. I wanted to use different stuff tonight. I mean, you could do whatever you want in this. It's all yummy. As long as it's lots of stuff, it's hearty and filling, and the taste is always good. So there's the sauce, the diced tomatoes, all the veggies, and now I'm going to throw in some water. And you just top it off with broth or water. You can do a combination, Wine is delicious in there. Red wine preferably, but the white is delicious as well. And you want to bring this to a boil now to get all those frozen veggies separated and starting to get tender. And what I usually do, just to avoid chopping more later, I'll peel my potatoes and chop them up now and put them in a bowl with cold water, and that'll prevent them from turning black while I wait for this to cook, because you don't want to put the potatoes in just yet. This is going to boil low boil for about an hour. If you put the potatoes in, they'll all break down. You want the nice hearty chunky potatoes, so you'll put them in the last 15 minutes or so before the soup's ready. So now with the seasonings, I don't do anything fancy. I got some garlic powder. If I had to guess, I would say that's about 1 teaspoon or so. Some salt, probably about 1 teaspoon. Pepper, maybe 1/4 teaspoon. And thyme, 1/2 teaspoon. Oregano, about 1 teaspoon. And I'm sorry, I'm not a measurer. I like to be free to put what I want. Some days I don't want much of an oregano flavor. Some days I want more garlic. Today I just used 3 garlic cloves. Sometimes I use 4 or 5, If I want more thyme, I do more thyme. If I want more spice, I do more pepper. It's just what you're in the mood for. And so those are just estimations. So sorry if that's annoying. I have some fresh basil in my freezer that I'm going to throw in here and just get that all mixed up. And it does look liquidy, but remember there's going to be potatoes added to this, spinach, and I am going to add some noodles. You can do anything. You can do the little ditalini noodles that are minestrone. You could do barley. You could do wheat berries. You could do quinoa, rice, brown rice, wild rice. I've done all of those, and everything's tasty. Today I'm just doing a little soup noodle, and I usually put 1 cup. 1 cup seems to be perfect. It doesn't take over the entire soup. It's just a couple of in every bite, and so that's why it's kind of watery, because the potatoes will take up some space, and then when the noodles expand, it'll absorb some of that, and then it'll also evaporate some. Basil, I'm gonna wait until this gets to a boil. Keep an eye on it. You know, you want to cover it, but don't let it just boil the entire time. Once it's boiling, you want to lower it to a good medium low boil and just let it cook that way for about an hour. So this is how you want it to look. Just a nice low boil. Everything's cooking up, blending together. Delicious. And I changed my mind. I'm going to use brown rice instead of noodles. So I put them in now since brown rice takes a little longer to cook. I did like 3/4 cup instead of a cup just to make sure it didn't overtake the entire soup. The beautiful thing about one pot meals is that's just over there cooking, and now I'm free to do other things. So I just made a really simple salad. It's just butter crunch lettuce, cilantro, avocado, and sunflower seeds. And then my dressing is just olive oil, balsamic vinegar, honey, and I usually throw a bunch of seeds in there just to get them in a flax meal. I mill the seeds, poppy seeds, sesame seeds, and you got the sunflower seeds in here. And then on occasion I'll mix in some cashew butter just to make it more like a nutty, creamy texture. But just the balsamic oil and honey is delicious as well. Really easy, all whole foods, and I'll usually make a bread, like a focaccia bread or something, but I am just not up for that right now. So I'm just going to use the bread that I already have made and just make like a simple garlic toast, and dinner is ready. And I just wanted to say, I know I don't say measurements, but don't put a lot of balsamic. A tablespoon is more than enough for probably like a quarter of what you put for olive oil. So if you have a cup of olive oil, a quarter cup of balsamic should be more than enough. It'll take over the entire dressing and be way too acidic. Okay, so everything's in the oven. All I did was brush some olive oil on some slices of bread. I had some frozen bread that I made in the fridge. I didn't want to make focaccia, so I just defrosted it in the microwave, sliced it up into thinner, slices so that we can have more than one piece each, and then brushed some olive oil and sprinkled a little garlic powder over that. Toasting it at 350. The soup's going, the salad's ready, dressing's ready. In like 10 minutes, I'm going to throw in all this spinach probably, and then drain these potatoes and throw them in. Let it cook till the potatoes are tender, and then dinner is ready. Super easy, super healthy, super filling. I hope I said everything. I'll show you the end, but still, I hope I'm not leaving anything out. It's almost ready, and it's gotten a lot more full with the potatoes and the rice being fully cooked. This is a good time to taste it to make sure you're happy with the spices, and if you need to add anything or add water to let's say you added too much salt, you can add a little water to dilute it some. So I'll probably taste it now and make sure everything's tasting good. So this is definitely ready, and it's very thick and hearty. Any man would be happy to eat this soup and filled up. Talking about my man. I hope you enjoy this recipe, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them. Thank you.